Grease does not wash off with dish soap. I know that sounds wrong, but it's true. Most people spend 20 minutes scrubbing their kitchen cabinets with dish soap and hot water, and when they step back, the cabinets still look dull, still feel sticky, and there's still that yellowish film sitting right on the surface. That film is not dirt. It is oxidized cooking grease that has bonded to the finish of your cabinet. And dish soap, no matter how much you use, is not designed to break that bond. So you scrub harder, you use more soap, and you slowly damage the finish on your cabinets without even realizing it. I have seen people strip the color right off their cabinet doors doing exactly this, and then blame the cabinets. My grandfather cleaned kitchens in restaurants. My father cleaned kitchens in hotels. I have been cleaning kitchens professionally for over 15 years. In this video, I am going to show you the exact method we use, the one that cuts through grease without damaging the finish, cleans the hinges and the corners properly, and leaves your cabinets looking the way they did when they were installed. No special machines, no expensive products, and I will tell you exactly why each step works, so you're not just following instructions blindly, you actually understand what you're doing. By the end of this video, you will never clean your cabinets the wrong way again. Before we start, gather your supplies. You do not need much. Here's what actually works: white distilled vinegar, warm water, a few drops of dish soap, baking soda, a microfiber cloth, an old soft bristle toothbrush, a dry terry cloth or cotton towel, and either a small spray bottle or 2 bowls. That's it. You do not need cabinet-specific cleaners from the store. Most of them are overpriced, and some of them leave a residue that attracts more dust. Everything I just listed, you already have at home. Start by clearing everything off the cabinet fronts and the countertop directly below. Pull out anything sitting on top of the cabinets if you can reach it. Lay an old towel on the counter under the cabinets you are working on. This is not just to protect the counter, it's so you can see how much dirty water is dripping down as you clean, which tells you how bad the grease buildup actually is. Why this matters? Cleaning cabinets with stuff around them means you'll miss spots, rush the job, and splash cleaning solution onto things that don't need it. A clean workspace lets you work section by section without skipping areas. Common mistake to avoid: people start cleaning from the bottom of the cabinet up. Always work top to bottom. If you clean the bottom first and then clean the top, dirty water drips down onto the surface you already cleaned. That means double work. This is where most people get it wrong, so pay attention. Mix 1 cup of warm water with half a cup of white distilled vinegar and about 3 to 4 drops of dish soap in a spray bottle or bowl. Stir it gently, you don't want a lot of foam. Why this works? Vinegar is a mild acid, which is exactly what you need to dissolve grease that has oxidized and hardened on a surface. Dish soap adds a small amount of surfactant action to lift the loosened grease off the surface. The warm water helps both ingredients penetrate faster. This combination is pH balanced enough that it won't damage painted cabinets, wood veneer, or laminate, as long as you don't soak the surface. Common mistake to avoid: do not use straight, undiluted vinegar on wood cabinets. I have seen people do this thinking more acid means more cleaning power. It does not. Pure vinegar can dull the finish on sealed wood over time. Always dilute it. Before you go after the whole kitchen, test your solution on one small hidden area, like the inside edge of a cabinet door near a hinge. Spray a small amount, wait 30 seconds, and wipe it off with a clean microfiber cloth. Check if there's any color transfer, swelling, or dulling of the finish. Why this matters? Cabinets come in different finishes: painted wood, solid wood, thermofoil, laminate, MDF with a coating. Each one reacts slightly differently to moisture and acid. 99% of the time, this solution is completely safe, but you want to know before you go after the whole kitchen, not after. Common mistake to avoid: skipping the test because you used this solution somewhere else before. Your cabinets might have a different finish from your neighbors, even if they look identical. Spend 30 seconds on the test. It can save you a cabinet door. Spray your solution lightly onto the cabinet surface and let it sit for 60 to 90 seconds before you touch it. This is probably the most important thing I will tell you in this entire video. Let the solution sit. Why this works? Grease does not come off by physical force alone. When you spray and immediately scrub, you're using friction to remove grease, which does work, but it also scratches the surface slightly and leaves micro marks, especially on painted or laminate cabinets. When you let the solution sit, the vinegar has time to chemically break down the bond between the grease and the cabinet surface. Then, when you wipe, the grease comes off with almost no pressure at all. Common mistake to avoid? Spraying too much solution. You want a light, even mist, not a soaking wet surface. Too much moisture sitting on wood for too long causes swelling and warping, especially near the edges of cabinet doors. Light spray, short wait, clean wipe. That is the system. After the 60 seconds, take your microfiber cloth and wipe in straight, horizontal strokes, following the grain of the wood if it has one. Do not scrub in circles. If you're wiping laminate or painted cabinets with no grain, still wipe straight across, not in circles. Why this works? Circular scrubbing deposits grease back into the surface in a pattern that you can actually see in certain lighting. It creates swirl marks. Straight horizontal strokes pull the grease off in one direction and deposit it into the cloth. Fold your cloth into quarters so you always have a clean face to work with. Once one face of the cloth is dirty, flip to a fresh section. Common mistake to avoid? Reusing a dirty face on a clean surface. This is the #1 reason why cabinets look streaky after cleaning. You are just moving grease from one spot to another. Use clean sections of cloth constantly and rinse your cloth in clean water every few doors. After your first wipe, you'll likely find a few spots that did not fully come clean, usually right above the stove, around the handles, and on the bottom edge of upper cabinets where steam rises. For these spots, make a paste. 2 parts baking soda to 1 part water. Mix it until it's thick like toothpaste. Apply a small amount of the paste directly to the stubborn spot. Let it set for 2 minutes, then use your soft toothbrush in small circular motions just on that specific area. Then wipe the paste off with a damp cloth. Why this works? Baking soda is a mild abrasive, fine enough that it won't scratch most cabinet finishes, but gritty enough to physically lift grease that has been sitting in one spot for months or even years. It also neutralizes odors at the same time, which is a bonus if your cabinet near the stove has picked up cooking smells. Common mistake to avoid? Applying baking soda paste to the entire cabinet surface. It's not necessary for most areas, and rinsing it all off takes extra work. Use the paste only as a spot treatment. For general cleaning, the vinegar soap solution handles everything else. Most people wipe the flat face of the cabinet and call it done. The hinges, handles, and corner joints are where the real grease builds up, and they are also the first thing a guest notices when they look at your kitchen up close. Dip your toothbrush in the vinegar water solution and work it around each hinge, scrubbing the crevices and the screw heads. Do the same around each handle, especially underneath where fingers grip. For the corners where cabinet doors meet the frame, use the corner of a folded microfiber cloth pushed into the seam. Why this matters? Grease in hinges can actually affect how a cabinet door swings over time. It builds up, hardens, and creates a kind of resistance. Cleaning it out keeps the hardware working properly and makes the whole cabinet look maintained, not just wiped down. Common mistake to avoid? Getting the hinges wet and not drying them. After you clean a hinge, dry it immediately with a corner of your dry towel. Water sitting in metal hardware causes rust, even on stainless steel if the coating is even slightly worn. After cleaning each section, go back with a cloth dampened with plain clean water, no solution, and wipe the surface down one more time. This removes any vinegar residue left behind. Why this matters? Vinegar, even diluted, is still an acid. Leaving it on the surface means it continues to work even after you are done cleaning. Over time, this can dull a high-gloss finish or dry out untreated wood. The rinse step takes 30 seconds per door and protects your cabinets long-term. Common mistake to avoid? Thinking the rinse step is optional if the surface looks clean. It is not about visible residue. It is about what is happening at a chemical level on the surface that you cannot see. Rinse every time. Take your dry terry cloth or cotton towel and dry each cabinet surface immediately after the rinse. Do not let them air dry. Especially with wood cabinets, moisture sitting on the surface, even for a few minutes, can cause slight swelling in the finish near the edges. Why this works? Water evaporation is not even. It leaves behind mineral deposits from your tap water, which show up as faint white spots or haze on darker cabinet finishes. Drying manually gives you a streak-free result and removes those minerals before they settle. Common mistake to avoid? Drying with the same cloth you use to wipe. That cloth has cleaning solution and grease in it. Use a completely fresh, dry cloth for the drying step only. I keep a dedicated dry towel in my kit that never gets used for anything else. For wood or painted cabinets, finish by applying a thin coat of furniture polish or food-safe mineral oil using a clean, dry cloth. Apply in the direction of the wood grain, let it sit for 5 minutes, then buff lightly with a fresh cloth. For laminate or thermofoil cabinets, skip the oil and use a small amount of glass cleaner on a cloth for a clean finish. Why this works? After cleaning, the cabinet surface is completely bare. A thin layer of polish or oil forms a light protective layer that slows down grease adhesion. This means your next cleaning will be faster and easier because grease will not bond as deeply to the protected surface. Common mistake to avoid? Using too much oil or polish. A thin layer does the job. Too much, and the surface becomes tacky, which actually attracts dust and makes the cabinet look worse within a week. Less is more here. If your cabinets do not reach the ceiling, the top surface of the cabinet is probably coated in a thick layer of sticky grease and dust mixed together. This combination is one of the hardest things to clean in a kitchen. Here's the method that actually works without spending an hour on it. Lay newspaper or paper towels across the entire top surface of the cabinets. Leave them there. Every 2 to 3 months, pull them off and replace them. The paper catches all the grease and dust before it bonds to the cabinet surface. When you pull it off, all that built-up grime comes with it. No scrubbing required. I learned this from my father. He used it in hotel kitchens for years. Nobody talks about it in cleaning videos because it's too simple, but it's the most effective thing you can do for that surface. After you finish cleaning, take a dry piece of paper towel and rub it firmly across the cabinet surface you just cleaned. If it comes off completely white and clean, you're done. If it comes off with even a faint yellow or brown tint, there is still grease on the surface. This tells you that you need another pass with the solution before you move to the rinse and dry steps. This paper towel test is something we do in commercial kitchens before sign-off. A visually clean surface is not always actually clean. The paper towel does not lie. Full cabinet cleaning, every 3 months. That's the right interval if you cook regularly. Every month if you fry food frequently. Spot cleaning around handles and above the stove, every 2 weeks at minimum. If you let it go past 3 months, the grease oxidizes and hardens further, and what would have taken you 30 minutes turns into a 2-hour job. Consistency is what keeps this manageable. If your cabinets have not been properly cleaned in over a year, one pass of this solution will not be enough. You'll need to do 3 things differently. First, add a tablespoon of dish soap to your solution instead of just a few drops. You need more surfactant power for heavy buildup. Second, after your first wipe, go back and do a full second pass with fresh solution. The first pass loosens the top layer. The second pass gets the layer underneath. Third, use the baking soda paste to a wider area, not just spot treatment. Let it sit for 5 minutes before scrubbing and use a stiffer brush, not the soft toothbrush, but a small dish brush. This is a situation where patience is the tool. You cannot rush through years of grease buildup in one quick wipe. Work section by section and give the solution time to work. That's the complete method. No shortcuts that damage the surface, no products you need to order online, and no guesswork about whether it's actually working. If this was useful to you, subscribe. I put out a new cleaning video every week, and each one is built on the same principle. Methods that actually work, explained in plain language from someone who does this for a living. Drop a comment below and tell me your biggest cleaning problem in the kitchen. Not just cabinets, anything. Grout, appliances, stovetops, drains, whatever's been giving you trouble. I read every comment and I build videos around the problems people are actually dealing with. And if you want to keep going right now, watch this video next. It covers how to clean a stovetop the right way, including the burner grates and the area under the burner caps, which most people never touch and then wonder why the stovetop always smells when they cook. Link is right here. See you in the next one.